What's up, guys? My name's Captain Stillwater, and welcome to Week 4 predictions. We are just going to go through this very quickly. I usually like to go through my predictions and think about them and go over them in my head before I make a video about it for you guys, but this time we're not going to do that. I just finished making my Week 3 review video, and so I'm just going to jump into this. I don't know any of the games. We are looking at them right here. Once again, I'm just going to do this on the website instead of going into Smite. Sadly, last week, Allegiance and Cringe Crew thwarted me 4 times, therefore making me not where I wanted to be with my predictions. We were 1 or 2 games behind. No, I think we were 1 game. Were we 1 game behind, or were we on my like, it's not like a rule, but my like, you know, what's it called? What's it fucking called? I don't want to say expectation, but I guess it's my expectation of how many I get right. So, hopefully this week, we come out a little bit better. So, Game 1, Denial versus LG. I'm just going to say this ahead of time. This week, I'm throwing these predictions out there for you guys. I got to go make these predictions right now. And already looking at what I can see of Week 4, I have no freaking clue. And by that, I mean these games are going to be close. So I'm going to lean more towards 2-0s in the fact that I prefer to, just because there's a lot of runbacks and there's not too much respect banning so far. So I expect teams to be able to 2-0, but with that said, we've been seeing a lot of splits, and I would not be surprised if a lot of these games go as splits. So let's just jump on into it. Game 1, Denial versus LG. Denial, they've been looking all right, not too amazing, not too poor. LG, however, have just been looking really, really good, especially in Week 3. So I will expect LG to 2-0 this. This is going to be a 2-0 for LG. Randozzo's Allegiance. So Randozzo's showed light in Week 3, as they've been showing different perks of their abilities. Individually, mechanically, they're all good, but they're not at the level of teams like Panthera. But at the same time, their objective play, however, is it's shown in Week 3, and I think that's something to note. However, Allegiance, with their roster swap, I think they're significantly stronger, and I'm gonna do this, even though they've fucked me every goddamn week so far. I'm gonna say Allegiance, your boys at Flex City, are gonna 2-0 the Randozzos. And that is with a grain of salt. I don't think Randozzos are going to split. That would be their first win of the season. But it's hard for me to say that Allegiance are going to 2-0 just because they haven't really come to this fruition that I have expected them to. I've expected them to be better than they've been performing. But with the roster swap, I'm feeling it. I think they're going to 2-0 Randozzos. So 2-0 for LG, 2-0 for LG, 2-0 for Allegiance. Jumping into Soar Eager. This game's going to be very tight. Have these teams already played, actually? Wait a minute. Was that Soar Envy? I'm assuming that was Soar Envy. I don't know. Let's jump through my notes. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Yeah, Soar Envy, and it was a 1-1 split. Eager got beat by Envy, but they did show up against LG very well. So I'm leaning more towards a 1-1 split in Soar Eager. I think if it's going to go 2-0, it's going to go in Soar's favor. Soar has looked very good, very strong. But Eager, with that Game 2 against Allegiance, where essentially the only reason they lost is because they threw... I'm going to have to say 1-1 split. So 2-0, 2-0, 1-1. Hungry for More versus Panthera. Albeit Panthera looked weak in Week 3 and suffered their first loss against the Cringe Crew. Hungry for More just aren't there yet. So I'm expecting this to be a 2-0 for Panthera. I almost said week 4 as if this was like somehow independent of the previous games. Game 5 for week 4, Leftovers versus Dignitas. I think also this is also a decently easy one to predict. I'm expecting a 2-0 by Dignitas. They have looked very strong in comparison to the majority of those teams. So I'm expecting a 2-0 for Dig. Cringe Crew versus Paradigm. Here's the question. Paradigm number 2 in Europe. Cringe Crew beat number 1 in Europe. Can they repeat their glory? I don't think so. I think this is a 2-0 for Paradigm. And my reasoning is that the Cringe Crew only won that game because Panthera did not look like they were on their stuff. And because Cringe Crew were able to exploit a mechanical operation that Panthera wasn't ready for. Teams have seen this now, and teams can expect Cringe Crew to attempt to perform mechanical operations in order to win in the future and be better prepared to counterpick them or to counter them in general. So with that, I think this is a 2-0 for Paradigm. So starting from the beginning again, just a quick recap if you forgot, 2-0 for LG, 2-0 for Allegiance, 1-1 split, Soar Eager, 2-0 Panthera, 2-0 Dig, 2-0 Paradigm. Jumping into the next couple of games. This is going well into week 5. We can stop right there. We are on Torpedo Gaming versus Fnatic. I think this is decently easy. Note that these two sets right here are on the exact same day. That is always something to pay attention to. Fnatic is going to have to play 4 games in a row. But with that said, they're playing Torpedo Gaming and Hungry for More. And Torpedo Gaming and Hungry for More played in week 3 against each other, and they went 1-1 split. I think Fnatic got this in the bag. I think this is a 2-0, 2-0, 4-game sweep for Fnatic. I think they're going to come online. I don't expect Hungry for More Torpedo Gaming to pull off the split. I think they can pull off the split. I don't think they're going to pull off the split. Jumping into the third to last game, we have Envy versus Enemy. So this is going to be interesting because these two teams have been playing very well. I think these last 3 games here are going to be, the games this week, like starting games, are going to be pretty close, but I think these last 3 games are going to be super intense. Envy Enemy, what do we expect to see here? I don't really... So I'm flipping through my notes right now trying to find what I'm looking for. There we go. I'm going to go 1-1 split. I think Envy's good, but I think they've shown a little bit of weakness. And I think they've shown weakness in their objective play. And that's where Enemy shows all of their strength. Not all of their strength, but the majority of their strength. They win these games by having, even if they're losing team fights, they're winning objectives. They're playing the objectives on the map well. They're always paying attention to things like that. And they've been winning games. I think Envy can bank on their mechanical expertise one game. Not to say that Enemy doesn't have mechanical expertise, but I think Envy thrives on their expertise more than Enemy does. And so I'm expecting a 1-1 split. I'm expecting Enemy to get the better of Envy in objectives and win 1 game, and I'm expecting Envy to just get the better of the lanes and win 1 game. So that's going to go 1-1. Week 4, second to last game, Soar versus LG. Whoa! I blinked and everything went away. Stop. Why'd you do this? 1 more, please. Oh my god. We just jumped like a mile. Get all these week 5 games out of here. Fuck that shit. Soar versus LG. We're back. I don't know. Oh my god. Okay, personally, I'm going to hope for a 2-0 by LG, but I am leaning more towards a 1-1 split. I think Baskin's team is very good, and I think LG are very good. And I don't see either team having an easy time 2-0ing the other one, and so I'm leaning more towards a split, one game where LG, get the better of pick bans and are able to take advantage of that and win the game, and then one game where SOAR get the better of pick bans and are able to win off of that. And then the last game for week 4, Eager versus Enemy. It's the Zap Squad versus Pain to Beyonds. Good. I'm gonna say this is also a 1-1 split. I think Eager's good. I think they definitely have weaknesses. And I want to say they have more weaknesses than Envy, which makes me nervous to say that this is going to be a 1-1 split. I think Enemy is just it's like I look at them and their player core isn't like the best. It's not like all these big superstars. There are big players on this team and everyone's very good on this team. But their just communication and objective play is so similar to that of like Panthera that I just expect them to win these games, and I'm gonna have a hard time with this one. This one I'm gonna put an asterisk on, a star, a grain of salt. Like, you guys should really consider this being a 2-0. And I think it would be a 2-0 for Enemy, but I'm gonna lean 1-1 split. I'm gonna lean towards the Zapman squad coming out big one game, and then Enemy just getting the better of them another game. I think that's going to be a 1-1 split. So recapping in reverse order, because I'm just going to scroll backwards instead of scrolling forwards. We have a 1-1 split between Eager and Enemy. We have a 1-1 split between SOAR and LG. We have a 1-1 split between Envy and Enemy. We have a 2-0 Fnatic, a 2-0 Fnatic, a 2-0 Paradigm, a 2-0 Dig, a 2-0 Panthera, a 1-1 split SOAR Eager, a 2-0 Allegiance. I hope you don't let me down this frickin' week. And a 2-0 LG. There you guys have it. That is my week 4 predictions for you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. If you disagree, if you agree, all that fun stuff. I hope I'm right. I hope you guys are right. I hope we all get fantasy points for this crap. And I will see you all next time.